Yo, what's good, basketball heads? It's your boy Crush. So, Kwame Brown gives Bronny James a reality check. Kwame Brown questions Bronny James' future, suggesting LeBron played a role in him being drafted, which we all know he did. We know nepotism always existed in sports in general. And in life, yes, nepotism is a real thing. We all know this. But Bronny being drafted as a Laker, that is next level nepotism. Obviously because of LeBron. He want to play with his son. He wants his last hoorah to be with Bronny. And that's cool. And everybody had their, opinions, which is normal. We're going to talk about it, especially when Bronny, he's drafted ahead of better prospects. Yes, that might rub some the wrong way. But I am very interested to see how this pans out, what this NBA season is like. I will be locked in because I want to see what Bronny do on the court. So this is what Kwame Brown had to say. This is a travesty that people are not realizing. They're acting like the 55th pick ain't nothing. But don't you think the kid from NC State, who is a proven double-double monster, could have been a project? Love a little weight. This kid is a monster. What's his name? The center from NC State, DJ Burns. How can you make a case for Bronny James, a guy that had a heart issue, that haven't proven anything, against a guy that went to a good school and put up numbers against everybody? But I see a guy who's athletic that needs to learn how to cut and slash more until he gets more comfortable with shooting. If he doesn't learn how to play the point guard, I don't think he's as strong as David Wesley. At his size 6'1", 6'2", he's the only guy that I've seen who could play that spot, the two. If he doesn't learn how to bring the ball up, he's going to be a poor man's Juan Dixon. I think he'll bounce around. His daddy has enough power with clutch sports to keep him in the league. But after that, if he doesn't learn how to play point, he's going to fizzle off. So that's what Kwame Brown had to say, and I do agree. We know LeBron's power in the NBA. We know the influence of LeBron James. So Bronny, he'll be okay for now. But if he doesn't, elevate his game, become a better point guard, a better floor general, it's oh so long that you could, go off the fact that LeBron is my father. That'll work for a year or two. But eventually it's like, okay, we need you to play ball. So Brown's comments allude to the notion that Bronny's selection was influenced more by his father's legacy and connections, which is true. The only reason why Bronny is in the NBA and he's a Laker is because of LeBron. There's no other reason. If his last name wasn't James, he wouldn't have been in the NBA. He would have to do maybe 4 years in college. But when your father is the most powerful athlete in the NBA and in sports, you are afforded these luxuries. You could enter the draft after having a horrific season at USC. You could still enter the draft. After having a really bad season, the man entered the draft and he's now a Laker. Now, this is a story for the ages. And a lot of prospects, even one of his teammates, who is a much better player, wasn't selected. He wasn't drafted. So you could see the nepotism and the influence, but what's done is done. You can't change, you can't change what already happened. But I want to see how Bronny pans out in the upcoming season and in the coming months. I want to see, how his game evolved. Will he become a better shooter? Will he be a better point guard, a floor general? I want to see all these things because this is going to be very important in his growth as an NBA player. And we are going to see if Bronny, if he could live up to the expectations. Of course, we don't expect him to be LeBron. That would be crazy for us to think Bronny's going to be LeBron. Of course not. Beyond the height, he's not the same talent, so we know that much. But will he transform, will he transition into a solid NBA player, a solid role player? Because he is a role player. He's not going to be an all-star. It could happen. Nothing is impossible, but I doubt he will be an all-star. But I think he'll be a solid role player possibly. Once he sharpens his game, work on a few things like his shooting, his ball handling, his playmaking abilities, continue to work on his defense. He just have to build on certain things, and I think he'll be okay. But once LeBron retires and leave, it's going to really get hard for him. Because right now he's protected, he's shielded. He has LeBron in his corner. So right now he's good. He's good in the league. LeBron is still here, he's active. Bronny's straight. He has no worries right now. But once LeBron announced I'm retiring, that day is coming eventually. Maybe 2-3 years from now, but it's going to come eventually. Then things is going to really get hard for Bronny. But who knows, by then he might be a better player, more than likely. But we're going to have to see how all this pans out, man, in the upcoming season, the 2024-25 NBA season. But I'm excited. I can't wait for the season to begin. I am curious to see this whole experiment. But as always, I'll holla. As always, we just talking basketball. Hit the subscribe button, like, comment, share. Holla at your boy.
It's all about the game and how you play it. It's all about the game. I'ma say it. It's all about the game.